As they say in PIHL hockey, let's do that PIHL hockey if you dare. Hello, good evening, and welcome, and happy Halloween Eve from our home away from home, the trackside rink at the Ice Castle in Castle Shannon, Pennsylvania, as Week 5 of the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League regular season gets underway with a special Monday night edition of PIHL Hockey Night Live on the PIHL Network, part of 10-Band TV, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save. Matt Popchak, again, glad to be here with you as the Sewickley Academy Panthers visit the Bishop Canevin Crusaders. And for the Panthers, it has been exactly 980 days on the calendar since their last win as a member of the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League in regular season varsity play. Last week, we saw them bow to the Wilmington Greyhounds at the RMU Island Sports Center by a final score of 4-1. The Panthers 0-3 coming in. Bishop Canevin 1-0 coming in. The Crusaders opened their season on October 2nd at the Pittsburgh Ice Center in New Kensington with a 4-3 victory over the Borough Buccaneers. A couple of goals by Brian Kalanish, a couple of goals by one of last year's key role players, Ian Tiernan, sent the Crusaders on their way to a big opening night victory. And believe it or not, the Crusaders have been latent since that October 2nd victory. This is their first home game tonight. And last year, they won all 9 regular season contests here at the Ice Castle, in which they were the designated home team. It has been since the 21-22 regular season finale, in fact, since the Crusaders have been defeated at home. And funny enough, Wilmington had a hand in that game too, beating Bishop Canevin 2-1 in overtime. But the big news for Canevin tonight, the 23-24 debut of their senior captain, Ryan Saginaw, without whom the Crusaders defeated the Borough Buccaneers. Saginaw last year, the PIHL Co-op Division scoring champion with 34 goals and 62 total points. His 28 assists also led the Co-op Division. And now as the Crusaders get set to take on their Co-op Gold Division rivals, the Panthers, Saginaw is suited up and sitting on 98 career points in PIHL play. 2 shy of the century mark for number 18 in white, who's warming up off to our right. And off to our left, as I said, the Sewickley Academy Panthers warming up, a team dressing 13 total skaters on their varsity roster, led by Donato Fennell, the third-year mental health student-athlete coach at Sewickley Academy. He works with all the Sewickley Academy teams, in addition to his ice hockey responsibilities at that particular school. And last week it was one of the freshmen again contributing the lone goal for Sewickley, Arjun Kathju, number 72, the defenseman in black, warming up off to our left. And the Panthers trying to find more answers on offense. They've lost those 3 games of theirs, as I said, and they've been outscored 15-2 on aggregate in those games. It's a tough test tonight going up against a Bishop Canevin team that, once again, was just 1 game, 1 win, 1 goal away from a co-op division championship. The Crusaders beating Morgantown and beating Connellsville in the co-op division playoffs, then a heartbreaker in overtime at the hands of the Ringgold Rams, a team that the Crusaders had beaten, interestingly, in the regular season finale in this venue to lock up the #1 overall record in last year's co-op division. And we are just moments away from the Crusaders shaking off a 28-day layoff, 4 weeks since Bishop Canevin last played competitively in PIHL play. And we'll see if that's a factor too, and we'll see if the Panthers can get a jump on the Crusaders at least early here on the road, as we've got a battle of prep schools here on a Monday night at the Ice Castle. Co-op Gold Division action to begin week number 5 of the PIHL regular season. And a great goaltending matchup at that. In goal for Sewickley Academy, their Iron Man, sophomore Jack Carlson. His 120 total saves lead the co-op division coming into week 5. And despite the 0-3 record, he's got a .902 save percentage that ranks 4th among those who have played in at least 2 regular season games so far. And Carlson made some big saves to keep Sewickley Academy in that game against Wilmington a week ago. Eric Glover, the 6th-year Bishop Canevin coach and longtime PIHL head coach in general, involved with a couple of different programs over the last couple decades. He is sending his team out into battle, I should say, with Aiden Worstall, the senior, once again between the pipes. Worstall, the victor against Burrell, with 23 saves in that contest. Bishop Canevin last year 17-1 overall. The 7th time in program history they finished with the best record in their particular PIHL classification. And the Crusaders win the opening faceoff, pushing the puck from right to left on your TV, computer, or mobile device to begin tonight's game. And there's a hard check in the corner on Aiden Millay, the Bishop Canevin junior forward, as it's sent to the opposite corner for Ben Ondrejko. Ondrejko with 26 points last season. His 18 assists were tied for the 5th most in the co-op division. And here comes Saginaw. Saginaw right down the middle. He shoots! He scores! Ryan Saginaw nuzzles that nylon 29 seconds in. Make it 99 career points for the Bishop Canevin senior and team captain. You can't start your first game of the regular season better than that, and it's 1-0 Crusaders. Saginaw, all kinds of time and space to shoot that puck. Bishop Canevin off the ensuing faceoff, crosses the attacking line one more time. Cole Evans between the circles, drops it for Kalanish. Kalanish put it high and wide off the glass. To the opposite corner, Ian Tiernan against the far taller Colton Kelly. Down low to Tiernan, deflected in on goal and steered aside by Carlson. Tiernan, a classic case of the phrase, it's the size of the fight in the dog, not the other way around. Physically the shortest player on the Bishop Canevin varsity roster, but boy, has he scored some big goals. Scored that shootout winner in last year's home opener for Bishop Canevin to defeat Neshannock. Scored some big goals in the playoffs. And in the USA Hockey National Championship Tournament, in which the Crusaders participated. More on that as time permits, as Saginaw wins the faceoff cleanly for Bishop Canevin. Saginaw staking the Crusaders to a 1-0 lead just 29 seconds in, his first goal of the regular season. Saginaw has it at center ice, trying to poke it around Jacob Stanislaw. Unable to do so. The Panthers send it the other way. It's picked up immediately by Camille New-Roland. New-Roland, the sophomore newcomer for Saginaw. Saginaw pokes it cleverly around one of the Panthers, but Sewickley immediately sends it deep into Bishop Canevin territory. Playing this puck now, Mason Glover, the defenseman, senior and alternate captain for head coach Eric Glover. Up ahead it comes now to Saginaw left wing side. Saginaw on the corner, trying to get around Ethan Buranovsky, the junior. Saginaw, far board. Saginaw playing that puck on one hand now, sets it up for Bittner. Out in front it comes. It's loose and steered out of there by the Sewickley defense. Side of the net. Oh, that shot passed by Zach Bittner, intended for Jaden Martinsik. Misfired. Saginaw whiffing on the one-timer in the left wing circle. Bishop Canevin dominating early. Panthers come to center 3 men strong, but a good poke check there by Glover on Ethan Buranovsky. Saginaw counterattacking for the Crusaders over the attacking line. Saginaw 1-on-3 to the goal. Saginaw knocked hard off the puck. And I believe Colton Kelly had the last laugh on that one. New-Roland retreating defensively for the Crusaders as Sewickley makes a line change on the fly. 2.5 into the first period. Glover sends it up ahead to Ondrejko. Ondrejko dropping for Glover. Glover through the left circle. Glover toward goal. Save made Carlson. Rebound controlled near side by Carlos. That is his name. That's the official name we've been issued on the Sewickley Academy roster. So we're going with it as Carlson, from his knees makes a save and freezes for a faceoff. Quick restart. Crusaders win another offensive zone draw. Cole Evans for Millay. Millay deep on the left side, behind the net now for Bishop Canevin. Millay crossing for Evans. Evans, centering pass, and the shot toward goal by Brody Ellis is kicked out of there on the bounce by Carlson. He had to read that puck carefully. Millay with it again now for Bishop Canevin. Down low, Andrejko shoots. Andrejko scores! Those aren't pillows! 2-0 Bishop Canevin. Ben Andrejko goes between the pillows to beat Carlson and double the Crusaders' advantage. Andrejko now with 7 points in his last 8 regular season PIHL games, dating back to last season, obviously. Crusaders right back on the attack. This shot whiffed at on goal, and the last man to get a piece of it for Canevin was Jack Masturka, the junior, who had a couple of assists against Burrell, but Carlson was right there to block it. And a pregnant pause before the face-off in Sewickley ice as they adjust the net behind Jack Carlson, the sophomore, a beleaguered sophomore at that. 13:37 to go in this first period. Bishop Canevin out to a 2-0 lead. Officials calling for the face-off to Carlson's left. And the Crusaders control. Ellis. Brady Ellis from the right point, the senior, firing wide. Puck retrieved from the corner by the Crusaders. That turnaround shot attempted by Masturka never made it close. Masturka has it at the center circle, crossing the blue line of Sewickley Academy. Masturka fighting his way toward goal. Now regains possession of that puck for Bishop Canevin. To the point for Ellis. Cut off by Stanislaw. Stanislaw trying to get up ahead to Cathju. Cathju knocked down at center red as Stanislaw attacks for Sewickley. Max Koff in the corner. Koff. Cut off by Cole Evans, and Evans will play this puck defensively for the Crusaders. Stanislaw puts a shoulder into him. Evans under duress playing this puck out to center for Ryan Saginaw. Saginaw over the attacking line. That pass a little too heavy for Evans, and it's loose in front. The Crusaders still have it. Side of the net. Oh, a shot from a bad angle by Masturka. Went off the mask, I think, of Jack Carlson. Crusaders still pressing, and this shot put just wide by Cole Evans. It is all Bishop Canevin all the time here in period 1. Panthers making a line change. Saginaw with it. Between the circles. Saginaw pulls back. Drops for Ellis. Brady Ellis trying to go back to Saginaw, but that pass ill-advised and intercepted by the Panthers. Coming the other way, Baranovsky. Baranovsky pressured from behind by Glover. Baranovsky with good stick-to-itiveness there as Glover hits him from behind. Play continues. Millay takes over for Bishop Canevin. Millay building momentum through center, over the Sewickley blue line. Aid Millay on one hand, Millay toward the goal. It's out in front and underneath the stick of Martinsik. Martinsik had a partially open net to shoot at if he can settle down that puck. Martinsik forces a toe save, the rebound. Oh, some friendly fire. Millay catching Bittner. Bittner had no idea he was shielding his own teammate, and that's an unlucky bounce for the Crusaders. Oh, that puck had 3-0 written all over it. Sewickley catching a bit of a break as it goes out of play instead. One of the few things that has gone wrong on the young evening for Bishop Canevin. They continue to pressure Sewickley here with 11:40 to go in the first. From the corner, it's Millay one more time. Millay splits the defense. Millay between the circles. That shot blocked. Kelly trying to lead it up ahead for Matthias Lieb. And instead it's going to be icing on the Panthers. Donato Fennell, a former hockey ops assistant, volunteer with the University of Denver Division I hockey program before taking the head job at Sewickley. Also played club hockey at the Division I level for the Rutgers team in New Jersey. A mental health coach working with student athletes for over 15 years, Donato Fennell. Hired by the late Win Palmer to take over the Sewickley Academy hockey program. Pass back to the point intended for New Roland. Settled down by Aiden Wurstel behind his own net. And Mason Glover will lead the breakout for the Crusaders. Glover, the defenseman, with all kinds of speed over the blue line. Glover toward goal. Score! Welcome to the park and ride. Mason Glover will be your driver. The alternate captain did it all himself, scoring for the first time in regular season play in 23-24. And it is Bishop Canevin 3, Sewickley Academy nothing, 10:57 to go, first period. What an individual effort by Glover. And Fennell decides he's seen enough and he will use his timeout. We saw a similar scenario break out in our last broadcast, game one of the doubleheader, where Franklin Regional jumped out to a 3-goal lead early on North Hills and forced Jeremy Swegman, the former Bishop Canevin coach, to use his timeout for North Hills at the time. And if you're Fennell, you know, all you can do is point to the clock really and say, look at that clock, boys. There's still a lot of time left in this game. 10:57 remaining, first period. Now the Panthers just have to win a face-off, win the shift, win the next shift. Just do those little things to try and crawl back into this game, as the Crusaders have come out keyed up to play on home ice for the first time this regular campaign. And a very talented Crusader team at that, a team that was just 2 games away from a perfect regular season. They were the only undefeated team in the PIHL in the penultimate week of last year's regular season before they ran into Deer Lakes at the Alpha Complex, who got the better of those 2 regular season matchups. Crusaders closed out their regular season schedule the following week with a come-from-behind win against Ringgold, the team that ultimately edged them for the Co-op Division Championship at the Lemieux Complex. Saginaw over the line. Saginaw right wing circle. Saginaw out in front. One-timer Misterka forced a save from Carlson. Crusaders can't find the rebound. It's picked up instead by Braden Mitchell. The junior gave it away to Saginaw. Saginaw toward goal out in front. It's poked aside. A good play on his goaltender's doorstep by Jaden Garcha, the senior and Sewickley captain. One of only 2 seniors on Fennell's varsity club, for that matter. Crusaders muscle their way back to possession of the puck. And they get it down low for Misterka. Misterka around a man. Cross ice, intercepted by Carlos. Carlos is just going to get this puck back inside Bishop Canevin territory. Outletted for Misterka. Misterka along the near boards. Lead pass to Saginaw. Saginaw trying to get around Garcha. Good poke check there. Tiernan shooting high and wide. Oh, Tiernan put all kinds of English behind that shot, but couldn't hit the target. Cross ice it comes to Saginaw now. Ryan Saginaw, high slot area. Saginaw trying to weave through 3 black jerseys all at once. Easier said than done as the Panthers get it clear. Ellis retreating defensively. Brady Ellis for Bishop Canevin. Outletting for Cole Evans. Evans over the Sewickley blue line. Evans now 1-on-3, dropping for Saginaw. Saginaw toward goal, shooting, scoring! Welcome to the Century Club. Turn the light off when you leave. Ryan Saginaw, 100 career points in the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League. His second goal of the period and the night makes it 4-0 Bishop Canevin. Last regular season, he surpassed the 50 career goal plateau. Tonight, Ryan Saginaw, USPHL draftee of the Northern Cyclones in the offseason, surpassing the 100 career point plateau. The U.S. Premier Hockey League, by the way, a developmental league, in case you were wondering, for high schoolers who want to keep their high school hockey eligibility but still prepare to play college hockey in the future. The Northern Cyclones, a team in the league's National Collegiate Development Conference, as this puck is deflected out of play. Saginaw wearing the uniform of the Bishop Canevin Crusaders and the Pittsburgh Predators travel team, for that matter. Last year's Co-op Division scoring champion. And 100 career points. Congratulations to Ryan Saginaw, the Canevin captain. And the Crusaders look hungry for more. Panthers back to center. Saginaw for Narolan. Narolan drifting to his left. Forgot the puck momentarily, but goes cross ice. 85-foot pass there, right on the tape of Aiden Millay. Millay around the boards, near side. Saginaw to the corner for Andrejko. Andrejko trying to dance around C.J. Wright. A good poke check there by the Sewickley Academy defender and junior. Glover gets it to the corner for Millay. Millay on his backhand. Back for Mason Glover. Glover and Millay playing pitch and catch, along the far boards as Andrejko takes over for Bishop Canevin. Andrejko playing the puck above the right wing circle. Side of the net. Score! Ryan Saginaw passes a camel through the eye of a needle, and he celebrates a first period hat trick with just over 8 minutes to go. Crusaders 5, Sewickley Academy Panthers nothing. And you can break out the chapeaus for Ryan Saginaw, Mr. 101. Saginaw beating Carlson from a seemingly impossible angle, and sometimes those low percentage shots can be higher percentage than you think. As a goaltender, just when you think you have all the possible openings covered, a talented player like Saginaw can find a way to burn you still. Baranovsky takes over for the Panthers, trying to get around Kalanish. Baranovsky spins off Tiernan, who stood him up just shy of the Canevin blue line, and a breakaway the other way for Kalanish. Kalanish toward goal. Kalanish scores. The junior defenseman, Brian Kalanish, with his third goal in 2 games. And that'll make it a 6-0 advantage for Bishop Canevin. Andrejko through center, over the attacking line. Andrejko above the circle. Played wide up to center by Braden Mitchell, C.J. Wright unable to catch up to that puck for Sewickley. Cole Evans getting there first. Evans left wing circle. Evans from Martinsik. Martinsik lost it to Wright. Wright centering pass. Colton Kelly on goals. Glove save. Aiden Worstall, with just under 7 minutes to go in the first period, at last tested for the first time in the game. Hat tricks and treats here at the Ice Castle on Halloween Eve. Ryan Saginaw with the first period hattie, including career point number 100 in the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League, and it has been all Crusaders here in their home opener against co-op Gold Division rival Sewickley Academy. Bishop Canevin up 6-0 with time ticking away in period 1. Narolan poke check by a couple of Panthers. Crusaders got to reset and neutral ice, and they will. Here's Saginaw again. Saginaw casually drops it to Evans. Evans for Andrejko. Andrejko put it off the blocker hand of Carlson as it ricocheted off the glass. Millay for Saginaw. Saginaw around the defense. Saginaw from the right wing circle. Finds metal but not mesh. Saginaw that close to 4 goals in a single period for Bishop Canevin. Glover, lead pass to Andrejko. Andrejko at the Sewickley blue line. Andrejko for Saginaw. Saginaw between the circles. Off-balance shot. That went just wide of the near post. Aiden Millay down low. Millay poke check by Luca Peluso, who assisted on the lone Sewickley goal last week against Wilmington. Out in front, Millay forces a one-timer save, and a good one by Carlson. That's his best save of the period, to be honest. Lead pass to Saginaw across 2 lines, but Saginaw had to retreat to play that puck, which is sent back into Bishop Canevin ice for Camille Narolan. With Saginaw's season debut tonight, every Bishop Canevin rostered player has skated and dressed for at least one game. Saginaw shooting it into the logo as Carlson holds on. Jack Lyons, David Barbin, the skater scratch tonight for Eric Glover's Crusaders. Backup goaltender Liam McKinney also scratched. Canevin controls the faceoff. Misterka to the corner for Brian Kalanish. Misterka, high slot area. Left wing side, Misterka forces a blocker save from Carlson. The sophomore has a really quick stick hand and blocker hand for that matter. He's made some really nice saves with that right paw. Ian Tiernan between the circles forces a save by Carlson, who holds on for a faceoff with Kalanish looking for a cheapie. Ian Tiernan, 7 points in his last 4 regular season games dating back to the end of the last regular season. Sort of flew under the radar as a junior last year, but like I said, scored some very big goals nonetheless for that Crusader team. And looks like he could take a big step forward this season as Malay between the circles puts it toward goal. And it's steered just wide by Bittner. Peluso throwing his weight around near side as the puck bounces in front, and the Crusaders have scored again. Martinsik was there. Let's see who got the last touch for Bishop Canevin. And they're going to say it's Bittner's goal. Bittner's leading the Selly line back to the Canevin bench. That's our story, and we're sticking to it. And the headline is Canevin 7, Sewickley nothing. 4:27 left first period. And so the PIHL mercy roll now goes into effect with 4:20 to go in the first period, and this shot wristed wide by Andrejko. So this clock, barring something like an injury or a coach's timeout or something of that nature, will run nonstop as Worstall is making a save at the far post on Ethan Buranovsky. 25-foot snapshot held by the Bishop Canevin senior. Worstall last year with 9 wins on the regular campaign, mostly in backup duty for Dom Frizzy, who graduated. 179 goals against last year for Worstall, second in the co-op division. A pair of shutouts. He was one of only 4 goalies in the entire classification with multiple shutouts. And a .901 save percentage. That was top 5 among co-op division netminders. Backhand try, Carlson hugging that far post, makes a save, and the rebound goes behind the net for C.J. Wright. And Wright is just going to ice this puck for the Panthers with 3:13 to go and counting. Once again, the USA Hockey PIHL mercy roll in effect, with Bishop Canevin leading the Panthers by a 7-0 score here in period 1. Ryan Saginaw leading Bishop Canevin with a first period hat trick, including his 100th career PIHL point. Nerolin from the right point. In behind the net. Near corner it comes. Crusaders down low, work it up high to Saginaw. Saginaw stick handling through the circle. Saginaw trying to look for a man to go to out in front, possibly Bittner, possibly Martinsik. Saginaw just too well marked that time. Bittner, credited for the most recent Bishop Canevin goal, goes back to Nerolin. Nerolin shooting off the crossbar and out of play. Camille Nerolin, the sophomore defenseman, almost had his first varsity goal in a Crusader uniform. Both teams making wholesale changes inside the last couple minutes of this nonstop first period. Bishop Canevin once again forming a co-op with Keystone Oaks and Seton LaSalle school districts. Sewickley Academy forming their co-op this year with Our Lady of the Sacred Heart School District and Southside Beaver School District. And Bishop Canevin also has co-opted with Olsh in recent memory, so Olsh with a foot in both camps tonight, I guess you could say. Yeah, nothing like friendly competition, eh? On Draco, that's been not much of a competition so far. Bishop Canevin in mercy roll fashion leading the Sewickley Academy Panthers as the Crusaders continue to keep the Panthers on their heels. Sewickley Academy finally exhausting its area as Koff gives chase, but Cole Evans snatches that puck away. Evans over the attacking line with under a minute to go in the period. Evans behind the net. Evans wraparound try is blocked. Good gap control there by Peluso. Out in front it comes backhand, save made, rebound, save again. Oh, a nifty stop at the side of the net by Carlson, and that puck was headed right in, and he had to deny the man for Bishop Canevin point blank. Near side it comes to Evans. Crusaders dominating in the face-off circle, to say nothing of the rest of this contest. To the boards it comes. And up ahead it dribbles free to Lieb. Matthias Lieb off the stick of Aiden Worstel to the corner. Kelly gets it to the circle. Snapshot by Wright goes wide. 5 seconds to go. And the first period will end with the Crusaders already well on their way to victory here on home ice in regular season play for a 10th consecutive time. Bishop Canevin 7, Sewickley Academy Panthers nothing. I'm Matt Popchak. You're watching PIHL Hockey Night Live on the PIHL Network, part of 10 Band TV, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Season. His 18 assists were tied for the 5th most in the co-op division. And here comes Saginaw. Saginaw right down the middle. He shoots! He scores! Malay with it again now for Bishop Canevin. Down low. Andrejko shoots. Andrejko scores! Those aren't pillows. Glover, the defenseman, with all kinds of speed over the blue line. Glover toward goal. Score! Welcome to the park and ride. Mason Glover will be your driver. Toward goal, shooting, scoring! Welcome to the Century Club. Turn the light off when you leave. Ryan Saginaw, 100 career points in the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League. Andrejko playing the puck above the right wing circle, side of the net, score! Ryan Saginaw passes a camel through the eye of a needle, and he Selenovsky spins off Tiernan, who stood him up just shy of the Canevin blue line, and a breakaway the other way for Kalanish. Kalanish toward goal. Kalanish scores. Peluso throwing his weight around near side as the puck bounces in front, and the Crusaders have scored again. Martinsik was there. Let's see who got the last touch.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
First period shots on goal. Bishop Canevin 26, Sewickley Academy 3. And the Crusaders, as you might imagine from hearing those numbers, leading the Sewickley Academy Panthers by a score of 7-0 here in the Formers 23-24 home opener. PIHL Hockey Night Live on the PIHL Network, part of 10-Band TV, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save. Matt Popchalk back with you at the Ice Castle, the trackside rink here in Castle Shannon, Pennsylvania. And shout out to Mount Washington Shop and Save for continuing their sponsorship of PIHL Hockey Night Live in 2023-2024 as Carlson makes a save right off the opening second period faceoff. Now that the teams have switched sides, PIHL Mercy Roll remains in effect with the Crusaders up by 7 goals. And shout out to Jim and Michelle Kazarowski, who manage the Mount Washington Shop and Save. And you can scan the Mount Washington Shop and Save QR code on your screen throughout tonight's broadcast for the latest and greatest deals on groceries and all sorts of Halloween goodies. Michael Lyman, our camera operator, bringing in some Halloween goodies tonight, and we thank him for that. And maybe Michael can tell you where the secret stash of Clark Bar peanut butter cups is. You never know. It's somewhere in the Mount Washington Shop and Save. I'm not going to say where. That's part of the game. This Bishop Canevin team scored 106 goals as a team last regular season, tied for the second most in the co-op division. And breaking things open here in their home opener tonight. Shot from close range by Misterka is blocked. And the Panthers just content to park the bus and help out Carlson any way they can to stem this tide as Cole Evans goes postal. He picks that stamp corner to make it 8-0 Bishop Canevin Crusaders. Last February we saw him score a Michigan. Nothing fancy about that one. He just sniped it into that top corner. And Evans, who is also appearing in PIHL varsity play for the first time this season, has his first goal in regular season game 1 for the senior. Evans now with 8 points in his last 5 PIHL regular season appearances dating back to 2022-2023. Saginaw centering. Snapshot, score again. Jaden Martinsek might want to keep that puck. That's his first in the PIHL, I believe. It's his first this season, of that much we're certain, and the junior makes it 9-0 Bishop Canevin with 15:03 to go in period 2. And for reasons unexplained, the clock stopped momentarily insofar as the Crusaders have scored twice to ensure that this game, at least for the moment, will remain in Mercy Roll territory. The Sewickley Academy Panthers last winning in PIHL regular season play on February 22nd, 2021. They were in the single A classification that season, the 2021 campaign. They defeated Blackhawk 6-4 at the Island Sports Center that night for the victory. Panthers last appearing in the PIHL Penguins Cup playoffs in 2019 and appeared previously in 2011 as well. 2012, the program shut down temporarily because of low numbers, and Bishop Canevin in 2017-2018 had to do the same briefly. So they can certainly relate, and both teams finding themselves in a good situation, joining the co-op ranks to get those numbers back up and get their respective programs back on their feet, or their skates as it were. Andrejko in the corner for Canevin as the net behind Carlson has become egregiously dislodged. And finally, these officials take notice. Donato Fennell making a line change before the faceoff, which will come to Carlson's left. Ellis to the corner for Tiernan. Tiernan bumped off that puck by Baranovsky. Baranovsky up the boards and threw it to the wrong shoulder of Kafju, but Kafju stays persistent and can't quite catch up to this puck as Glover got to it first. Mason Glover trying to dance around the second man, but Baranovsky sends it off the boards and sends Sewickley the other direction. Kalanish is shouldered off the puck by Kafju. Kalanish coming after Baranovsky now as the Crusaders continue to pressure the Panthers. Kelly icing this puck for Sewickley with under 12:40 to go on a running second period clock. Cole Evans with a goal and an assist in the second period. Jaden Martinsik with the most recent Canevin goal. Those two scoring 23 seconds apart to make it a 9-0 lead for the Crusaders. Misterka, cross ice for Evans. Evans shooting, that was blocked. I think Baranovsky might have cut a piece of that. Meanwhile, Finn Heights, the sophomore, making his varsity debut tonight for Eric Glover, gets to his feet and watches this puck bounce back to the wrong side of the Sewickley Academy blue line as Misterka scoops it up for Canevin. Misterka leading it for Saginaw. Saginaw with that first period hat trick to power Bishop Canevin's attack. Bumped off the puck by Baranovsky. Colton Kelly plays it up the boards, but not quite out. Good keep there briefly by Evans. Evans coming in across the line offside. Ben Andrejko also with a 3-point first period, a goal and 2 assists. Aiden Worstall, the Canevin netminder, getting credit for an assist, by the way, believe it or not, with that Mason Glover goal, which made it a 3-0 lead for Canevin, 6 minutes into period one. So when we say Bishop Canevin can get offense from anybody, we're not kidding. Worstall, despite things being what they are, keeping himself busy. Mitchell playing it at the Canevin blue line. Mitchell pressured by Andrejko, and that forces Carlson to come way off the goal line and cover that puck for a faceoff. And that faceoff will come to Carlson's right. Saginaw between the circles. It's blocked. Panthers skate it back to center. And it dribbles in on Worstall, who will steer it aside and keep things going with 10:15 to go in the second. Neuroland gave it up to CJ Wright. Wright shooting off Neuroland's stick as it went wide of goal. Neuroland up to center. Martinsik over the line for Neuroland. Neuroland behind the net. Neuroland lost that puck. Neuroland near side now for Bishop Canevin. Pulls up. A pretty maneuver there at center point. Now goes cross ice for Bittner. Bittner shooting toward goal. Save made, rebound, bouncing puck. It's loose. Is it put in? Yes, eventually it is. Jaden Martinsik puts the Crusaders into double figures. 9:37 to go, period two. Bishop Canevin 10, Sewickley Academy nothing. And so the Crusaders win the ensuing faceoff. Tiernan shooting, save made Carlson. In behind the goal line, it comes to Masterka. Masterka trying to shove Bernowski off that puck. But it eventually finds its way to Koff. Koff to the corner. In behind the goal. Play defensively by Ryan Ellis. Up it comes now to Masterka. Masterka shrugs off Stanislaw. Masterka trying to get around Kelly. Kelly stood him up nicely. Stanislaw counterattacking for the Panthers. Couldn't get around Brady Ellis. And a 2-on-1 the other way for Bishop Canevin. Kalanish on the off wing. Kalanish, cross ice pass. Oh, couldn't connect with Masterka as the net is dislodged. Carlson was run into, I think, by his own man as he was trying to read that play midway through period 2. Bishop Canevin 10, Sewickley Academy nothing. Crusaders with 7 first period goals here in their home opener to enact the PIHL Mercy Rule. Sewickley remaining the only co-op team of the 14 in the co-op division without a first period goal here in the first month of regular season play. A shot from 30 feet on Malay is stopped and covered by Carlson, and that was an unconscious save at that. He made that standing up. I don't think Carlson saw that until literally the last possible split second. We told you Carlson came in with 120 total saves through the first 3 games for the Sewickley Academy Panthers. That led the co-op division among all goaltenders. And we can only imagine that lead will be safe for at least a few more nights. Andrejko through the left circle, out in front. Cut off by CJ Wright. To the point for Cole Evans. Evans for Malay. Malay off balance shot. That went wide of the far post. Cole Evans, high slot area. Evans off the glove hand of Carlson as it deflects wide behind the net. Peluso defensively for the Panthers. For Carlos. Carlos gets it back to center for Sewickley. Crusaders go D to D with it near side is Cole Evans. Evans. Up for Saginaw. Saginaw between the circles. Saginaw shooting, scoring. 4 on the floor for Ryan Saginaw. You miss him yet, Bishop Canevin? First game back in the regular season, a 4-goal night for Ryan Saginaw. Saginaw 34 goals last regular season, which, believe it or not, was not the most in the co-op division. That honor belonged to Kenneth Cadwallader, I believe, of Ringgold. Bishop Canevin, a team very much on a mission this year, and they want another shot at those Ringgold Rams when the time is right. Bishop Canevin making it 10 consecutive home ice victories in regular season play tonight, with 5.5 to go in the second period as the clock continues to run. Crusaders 11, Panthers nothing. The previous regular season, interestingly for Bishop Canevin, began with that shootout win over Neshannock, in which Saginaw scored with 2 seconds left, a 6-on-5 goal to force OT, and Tiernan won it in the bottom of round 4 of that shootout, and it ended with the 2-1 win over Ringgold. The 2 teams that have beaten Canevin in the last playoff game each of the last 2 years, Neshannock and Ringgold. Awfully poetic. Now, this Bishop Canevin team invited last spring to play at the USA Hockey High School National Championship Tournament, becoming one of the few co-op teams in Western Pennsylvania history to have that honor over the years. Burrell actually won a national championship in the co-op division at USA Hockey Nationals in 2019. Bethel Park several years prior to that, the only pure PIHL team, if you will, to win a national championship in the PIHL era. Perhaps the signature win for Bishop Canevin last season was not, in fact, a PIHL win, but it was that USA Hockey Nationals win over Morgantown, the West Virginia state champs and PIHL rival in the elimination round of USA Hockey Nationals. Canevin won that game 8-2, and the team that knocked them out was Prep Illinois, the eventual tournament champion in Bishop Canevin's division. Prep Illinois won that game 5-1. Crusaders at Nationals went 2-1 against a group that included the Plant Panthers, Omaha Junior Lancers, and Northern Kentucky Norsemen. And that one loss, by the way, was in a shootout. So 3 really good games there in that round robin stage for Canevin. Crusaders won 2 key games, you could say, over Morgantown, counting that co-op quarterfinal game in which they blanked the Mohawks here at the Ice Castle. Warsaw makes a save from distance on Buranovsky in the final 3 minutes of second period play. Buranovsky has it at center for Sewickley. Backpedaling and sending it up ahead off the boards for Cathju. Cathju bumped off that puck by Kalanish. Cathju persisting and trying to get around Ondrako. Ondrako standing his ground as the Crusaders win that puck battle along the boards. And Cole Evans, surveying the play, crosses the blue line himself, decides to hang on to it by his lonesome. Ondrako taking over, but overskated the puck, which comes near side. And Kalanish is going to take a penalty here as he just dumped Cathju before Cathju could get to that puck. And I think this is going to be interference, and it is interference. So the Panthers with a chance to get something positive to build on before the end of the second period as they go on the game's first power play with 2:27 on the clock. Kalanish, who took a fighting major at the end of that game against Burrell, a coincidental major, penalized for the second time in as many games, and Sewickley, which is a combined 0 for 5 on the power play through its first 3 regular season games, trying to crack that goose egg late in the second. Penalty clock reading 3 minutes, not 2 minutes, because of the mercy roll situation. So it will be a 3-minute minor penalty, if you will, to the Bishop Canevin Jr. Out in front it comes, and Worstel pounces on that puck to cover. Braden Mitchell almost scoring for the first time this season. Mitchell just needed to elevate that puck as he had Worstel in the prone position, and Worstel struggled to cover it. Panthers win a face-off to Garcha. Garcha to the corner. Garcha, wrist shot. That caught a piece of something as it floated to the corner. Garcha could have gone back to Mitchell, who was open, but decided to take that shot himself. Now Mitchell has it for the Panthers. He's knocked off the puck aggressively. Good work down low by Tiernan as the Crusaders get a clear. And Tiernan takes out his man at center. That's Buranovsky. He's taken a beating tonight, number 7 in black for Sewickley. Glove save by Worstel with a minute to go in the period. And a minute 35 to go in the Sewickley power play. Midway through the man advantage for the Panthers. First power play of the game for either team tonight. Saginaw wins the faceoff defensively for the Crusaders, who clear the zone. And Ondrako might have had a chance shorthanded, but couldn't settle down the bouncing puck. Now the alternate captain retreating as the Crusaders do retain possession here, and Saginaw takes the lead pass. Saginaw shorthanded. Saginaw shooting over the net and off the glass. Under a minute to go in the Sewickley power play. 20 seconds left in the period. Evans for Saginaw. Saginaw for Evans. Evans for Saginaw. Saginaw scoring. Tic-tac-toe. 5 goals. Ryan Saginaw with a shorthanded tally now. to close out the running second period. And so that'll just about do it for the middle frame. And in accordance with Mercy Rule protocol, let's see if there will be an ice cut. Well, there will be, evidently. On Bishop Canevin's senior night in February of this year, they defeated Central Valley, which is Canevin's next opponent, by the way, in Mercy Rule fashion. There was no ice cut after period 2, but it appears that the teams will pause in this instance, with the Bishop Canevin Crusaders leading the Sewickley Academy Panthers by a score of 12-0. I'm Matt Popchuk, and you're watching PIHL Hockey Night Live on the PIHL Network, part of 10-Band TV, and it's all presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save. Third period action is right around the corner, but first, some music from the 412.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Season. His 18 assists were tied for the 5th most in the co-op division. And here comes Saginaw. Saginaw right down the middle. He shoots! He scores! Malay with it again now for Bishop Canevin. Down low. Andrejko shoots. Andrejko scores! Those aren't pillows. Glover, the defenseman, with all kinds of speed over the blue line. Glover toward goal. Score! Welcome to the park and ride. Mason Glover will be your driver. Toward goal, shooting, scoring! Welcome to the Century Club. Turn the light off when you leave. Ryan Saginaw, 100 career points in the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League. Andrejko playing the puck above the right wing circle. Side of the net, score! Ryan Saginaw passes a camel through the eye of a needle, and he's celebrating. Spins off Tiernan, who stood him up just shy of the Canevin blue line, and a breakaway the other way for Kalanish. Kalanish toward goal. Kalanish scores. Peluso throwing his weight around near side as the puck bounces in front, and the Crusaders have scored again. Martinsik was there. Let's see who got that. Carlson any way they can to stem this tide as Cole Evans goes postal. He picks that stamp corner to 2022, 2023. Saginaw centering. Snapshot, score again. Jaden Martinsik. Over there at center point. Now goes cross ice for Bittner. Bittner shooting toward goal. They made rebound. Bouncing puck. It's loose. Is it put in? Yes, eventually it is. Jaden Martinsik up for Saginaw. Saginaw between the circles. Saginaw shooting, scoring. 4 on the floor for Ryan Saginaw to go in the Sewickley power play. 20 seconds left in the period. Evans for Saginaw. Saginaw for Evans. Evans for Saginaw. Saginaw scoring. Tick, tack, toe.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Shoulders, knees, and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And eyes and cheeks and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
Affordable self-care from professional massage therapists and estheticians. It's what we do. Massage Envy, where better begins.
2 jumbo iced caramel drizzle peppermint mochaccino. Extra caramel.
That's us.
I'd love to join you guys at the beach house for a few days, but between my job and the kids, it's just not that easy. Not to mention, how am I squeezing into a bikini after this winter?
Keeping off extra pounds while balancing a family and a career can be tough. And 500-calorie coffees won't get you there either. Weight Loss Direct provides a 24/7 support and one-on-one coaching to keep you on track and guarantee you success and health. Start your journey at weightlossdirect.com.
Are you ready to take your game to the next level? Hey, I'm Tyler Kennedy, 2009 Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup champion here, and trust me, I know what it's like to play to the max. That's why I recommend the patented Heads Up Sports Training System. Improve your reaction time and your spatial awareness with this dynamic training system all at your fingertips. Train smarter with endless applications for any position. It's that simple. HeadsUpSTS.com. Play with your head up.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Should I bother saying who the band is?
No.
Okay, then I won't.
I mean, you could say maybe check out 412 Music or whatever, but maybe say we're experiencing some difficulties.
The Bishop Canevin Hockey Association would like to raise their sticks to all the sponsors who helped pave their road to the 2023 USA Hockey National High School Championships in Plymouth, Minnesota back in March through various fundraising activities and donations. Gerber Collision and Glass, Gateway Engineers, Nothing Bunt Cakes, Central Diner and Grill, OSPTA Home Health and Hospice, Serafino's Homestyle Italian Cuisine, Willow Station Restaurant and Bar, Parzinski Funeral Home and Cremations, LLC, the Tom Andreyko Company, Mardo Masonry Incorporated, Perbanik and Perbanik, MLE Construction and Home Improvement, Smith Butts, LLC, Don Boyle at EXP Realty, and finally, our friends at 10 Band TV. Once again, the Bishop Canevin Hockey Association thanks all of you for your support. Matt Popchuk back here at the Ice Castle in Castle Shannon, Pennsylvania, as we round out the Bishop Canevin Crusaders 23-24 home opener. And it's been all Crusaders tonight. 12-0. They lead the Sewickley Academy Panthers, who continue to search for win number 1 since returning to the PIHL after a 3.5-year absence. Week 5 of the PIHL regular season coming at you on PIHL Hockey Night Live on the PIHL Network, part of 10 Band TV, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save. Normally, I would tell you that the red lines were the music that you heard during the ice cut, but due to technical difficulties, you did not hear the red lines during the ice cut, but we appreciate the red lines all the same, and you'll hear them on Thursday night, Scouts Honor. And we'll tell you what's going on Thursday night just as soon as we possibly can, as the Crusaders send this puck the length of the ice. No icing, officials say, as third period action has commenced here at the trackside rink. Aiden Millay pressured off the puck by Cathju. Behind the net it comes to Garcha. Garcha, the Sewickley captain, gets it back to center as the Crusaders have killed the penalty on Brian Kalanish that carried over into the beginning of period 3. Bishop Canevin, second best penalty kill in the co-op division last season, 86.9%. They were 3 for 3 in this year's regular season opener at Burrell back on October 2nd. And I remember Peter Taglianetti, the former Penguin player turned broadcaster, used to say that the first 5 minutes of a period and the last 5 minutes of a period are always going to be telling. Those are what can really swing a hockey game. And that opener, Crusaders and Bucks went into the third tied 2-2. Ian Tiernan scored with just over 5 minutes gone by in period 3 to make it 3-2 Canevin. Then when Burrell tied it, Tiernan scored again with just over 5 minutes remaining in period 3. So there you go. Bishop Canevin with a number of contributors in this one tonight. Ryan Saginaw, team captain, dressing for the first time in regular season play, recording 5 goals in his return to the Bishop Canevin lineup, including a first period hat trick, which in turn included career point number 100 in the PIHL. That was on goal number 2. And speaking of Ian Tiernan, the alternate captain, with some fancy moves in tight on Carlson, but forgot the puck. As the Crusaders continue to cycle early in this third period, Evans rings it off the pipe, and it comes right back out in front of Carlson. That took a lucky bounce for Sewickley. Kalanish dropping for Carly Frizzy, younger sister of Dom Frizzy, last year's senior netminder. And shout out to Dom Frizzy for picking up his first victory as a college hockey goalie recently in the uniform of Penn State Altoona. Frizzy, one of a number of talented seniors graduating from that 22-23 squad that lost only one regular season game and won the co-op goal division, as Saginaw has a double hattie. 13-0 Crusaders, third period. And if you're scoring at home or if you're alone, you've witnessed PIHL Hockey Night Live history once again. Last week, we had 4 winless teams all looking for their first win on the same night. On this Monday night, we have the first double hat trick in recorded history of our program. You never know what you're going to see inside the ice castle. You'll see a Michigan, you'll see double hat tricks. You'll see roasted laptops, you'll see Clark Bar peanut butter cups, you'll see it all here on 10-Band TV. And not just on camera either. And we want to thank executive producer Todd Kazarowski and one of the many members of the esteemed Kazarowski clan, Kennedy Kazarowski, for joining us on tonight's broadcast to help clear out some of those technical difficulties we briefly alluded to earlier. And thanks to Todd and Kennedy for all their hard work behind the scenes. And sometimes when he makes sausage, it's not pretty, but they do fine, fine work. And I literally wouldn't be able to do this if not for them, so forever in their debt. 12:20 to go on a running third period clock. And it is 13-0 Crusaders, despite the fact that the scoreboard has not been updated to reflect the 6th goal of the game by Ryan Saginaw. Martinsik, who had his first varsity goal earlier tonight, tries to shot pass it down low for Saginaw. That was broken up by Carlson. Saginaw takes a stick from behind by Stanislaw, and I'm surprised that wasn't a penalty as the Crusaders are offside. I mean, Stanislaw, the freshman, really just, it wasn't vicious, but he just really just took a whack at Saginaw's legs, and not necessarily the smartest play there, but he got away with it. Now, understandable that that wouldn't be called with the scoreboard reading what it does, but still. Now, that's a sum of all fears thing for officials, is you don't want things to get any more out of hand than they already are on the scoreboard. From the corner, Glover behind the Sewickley net. It's sent around the boards by Garcha. Stolen by Malay, who's knocked to his knees from behind by Mitchell. Mitchell with a stick check on Aiden Malay. Malay having trouble handling at the blue line. Good pressure there by Wright of Sewickley Academy. Nerolin for Glover. And up ahead it comes now to Malay. Malay leaving it for Glover. Mason Glover, who has a goal in this game, out in front for Andreyko. Andreyko shoots and forces a save, I believe, from Carlson. Couldn't tell from my vantage if that shot just went wide or if Carlson deflected it wide. But in any event, the Crusaders continue to pressure, and a good poke check there by Garcha. Glover right there to back up his teammates, though. But the Panthers do get a clear, and they will ice it with 10:10 to go in the third. And curiously, the scoreboard here at the trackside rink still has not been changed to reflect that 6th goal from Saginaw. 5 of those goals coming at even strength, 1 shorthanded to close out the second period scoring for the Crusaders. Bishop Canevin with a baker's dozen here in its first PIHL game in exactly 4 weeks. Now, so much for that long layoff being a factor. Crusaders had a long layoff at the beginning of last season as well. They were one of the last teams in the league to play their first regular season game, which was a memorable one. Neshannock and Deer Lake's the top teams currently in the gold division, each with 4 wins coming in. But, of course, the Crusaders with several games in hand on both of those teams, so can't really take those early standings at face value as we wind down the first month of regular season play this week. Now, as I said, the Crusaders next up will visit the Central Valley Warriors in further co-op division action. This approaching Thursday night. That'll be a 6:45 opening face-off at the Brady's Run Rink in Beaver County. The Sewickley Academy Panthers will return to the island on November 13th. They've got a 2-week layoff coming up, and the Panthers on the 13th will play host to the Neshannock Lancers, the former 2-time co-op division champs. And that'll be a 9:15 Eastern Time opening face-off on November 13th between Sewickley and Neshannock as Aiden Worstel covers in the blue paint. We've passed the midway point per this running third period clock. PIHL Mercy Roll has been in effect since period 1. Crusaders with 7 goals in that first stanza. They lead 13-0 as time ticks away here on the Sewickley Academy Panthers. And I believe also, as it stands, this would be the largest margin of victory in a PIHL Hockey Night Live game. Funny enough, I believe Bishop Canevin had the record for that, and that was the Crusaders' 12-0 win over the Central Valley Warriors on Bishop Canevin Senior Night 2023. So if Aiden Worstel does end up preserving that donut, they'll have that unique distinction. Final 7 of regulation play as the Panthers change on the fly. Andrejko, the alternate captain, through center for the Crusaders, over the blue line. Andrejko, right wing circle, off-balance shot, missed the net. Malay toward goal. It was trying to go down low to Finn Heights, the sophomore. Stolen by Baranovsky. Baranovsky, wrist shot. That deflected off the stick, I believe, of Heights and went off the glass. Canevin clears it with 6.5 remaining in the third. Crusaders with this puck again. Tiernan off balance. Couldn't hang on. Lieb up to center for Sewickley. He's bumped off the puck right in front of the scorer's table as the Crusaders ice it with 6:10 remaining. We wish all of our PIHL Hockey Night Live audience a safe and healthy holiday. And Matt Geitka is going to be put to work on the holiday tomorrow night. A PIHL Hockey Night Live doubleheader tomorrow night. Halloween night on the PIHL Network. Wouldn't have it any other way. And we'll be coming at you from Princescape Arena at South Point as the Peters Township Indians, the 2-time Penguins Cup champions in 3A, play host to the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. And the Blue Devils look like one of the most improved teams in the league this year. They could be a dangerous bunch. And that should be an interesting opener to our doubleheader at 9 o'clock. Cannon McMillan playing host to Seneca Valley. Mount Lebanon at Peters Township at 7. Seneca Valley at Cannon McMillan at 9. Live from Princescape Arena at South Point tomorrow night on PIHL Hockey Night Live on the PIHL Network. Matt Geitka will have the call for you on 10 Band TV. I will see you next time on a Steeler game day, which is not something that I can say every day, but so it goes. This approaching Thursday night, PIHL Hockey Night Live will be on the air as Saginaw hits the pipe, looking for goal number 7 on the evening, believe it or not. We've got another doubleheader coming at you, and that'll be Thursday night beginning at 7 from the Alpha Ice Complex in Harmerville, Pennsylvania, as Fox Chapel, the Class 2A newcomer, plays host to the Franklin Regional Panthers, who we just saw get their first win of the season, last Monday night. Now the Panthers may be riding the ship a bit with that dominant win over North Hills, another 2A newcomer this year. Franklin Regional at Fox Chapel this Thursday at 7 p.m. Then in the nightcap, North Allegheny visiting Central Catholic, and what a great game that should be between two should-be powers in PIHL Class 3A, and two teams very capable of ending Peters Township's reign as 3A champs. The Tigers and the Vikings getting underway at 9 from the USA rink at the Alpha Complex this Thursday night. Meanwhile, on the Pittsburgh Hockey Digest channel on 10 Band TV, Brian Mitchell will have coverage for you of co-op division action as the Ringgold Rams, the reigning co-op champs, play host to the reigning West Virginia state champs, the Morgantown Mohawks. And that'll take place at 6 p.m. this Thursday night at the venue formerly known as the Ross Draver Ice Garden in Bell Vernon, currently known as the CFS Bank Event Center. So to run down the rest of this week's PIHL schedule for you here on 10 Band TV. Our next proper PIHL Hockey Night Live will be tomorrow night, a doubleheader between Mount Lebanon and Peters Township, followed by Seneca Valley and Cannon McMillan. And Thursday night, we'll have Franklin Regional at Fox Chapel and North Allegheny at Central Catholic on 10 Band TV. Brian Mitchell, tonight we should point out, by the way, has the Deer Lakes Carrot Contest that you can watch on demand anytime on the Pittsburgh Hockey Digest channel on 10 Band TV. Deer Lakes, runner-up to Bishop Canevin in the gold division of the co-op level last year. A good shot from in tight there by Zach Bittner. And it's covered up by Carlson on the rebound. Bittner had his first varsity goal earlier tonight, that close to his second, as both teams make perhaps one more line change here before the running clock runs out. We're under 2 minutes remaining in the third period now. To the point it comes for Ryan Ellis in the corner. Kalanish, right circle, down low. Finn Tiernan on at the end of this game for Eric Glover is taken off that puck by Wright. Wright threw it to the wrong shoulder of Stanislaw. Retreating defensively for Canevin is Ryan Ellis. For Brady Ellis, Ian Tiernan pivoting. Up it comes to Kalanish. Kalanish 1-on-3. Kalanish trying to split the defense. Kalanish hits the brakes but lost the puck. Final minute of third period play. Crusaders 2-0 now on the regular season. Sewickley Academy falling to 0-4 in this co-op gold division affair, which is 45 seconds away from being in the books. Saginaw does get lucky 7. Seven goals on the night for Ryan Saginaw, the Bishop Canevin senior captain. And the extra point is good. Ten seconds remaining as Ryan Ellis gathers his puck in front of his own bench. Saginaw with it one more time. 5 seconds to go. Saginaw shooting wide of Carlson's glove, and that'll do it. A smattering of applause from the Crusader faithful and hockey hugs for Aiden Worstel, who wins his second consecutive start. Ryan Saginaw, 7 goals tonight for Bishop Canevin, including career point number 100 as a PIHL player. And Donato Fennell with a much-deserved attaboy for his goaltender, Jack Carlson, who kept on battling despite the Panthers being overwhelmed. Once again, your final score, the Bishop Canevin Crusaders 14, the Sewickley Academy Panthers nothing here at the Ice Castle in Castle Shannon, Pennsylvania. We will see you tomorrow night at South Point for more PIHL Hockey Night Live, and I will see you Thursday night in Harmarville for even more PIHL Hockey Night Live right here on the PIHL Network, part of 10 Band TV. I'm Matt Popchuk, and that's all she wrote from Castle Shannon. It's PIHL Hockey Night Live on the PIHL Network, and it's all presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save. Season. His 18 assists were tied for the 5th most in the co-op division. And here comes Saginaw. Saginaw right down the middle. He shoots! He scores! Malay with it again now for Bishop Canevin. Down low. Andrejko shoots. Andrejko scores! Those aren't pillows! Glover, the defenseman, with all kinds of speed over the blue line. Glover toward goal. Score! Welcome to the park and ride. Mason Glover will be your driver. Toward goal, shooting, scoring! Welcome to the Century Club. Turn the light off when you leave. Ryan Saginaw, 100 career points in the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League. Andrejko playing the puck above the right wing circle. Side of the net, score! Ryan Saginaw passes a camel through the eye of a needle, and he celebrates. Spins off Tiernan, who stood him up just shy of the Canevin blue line, and a breakaway the other way for Kalanish. Kalanish toward goal. Kalanish scores. Peluso throwing his weight around near side as the puck bounces in front, and the Crusaders have scored again. Martinsik was there. Let's see who got that. Carlson any way they can to stem this tide as Cole Evans goes postal. He picks that stamp corner back to 2022, 2023. Saginaw centering. Snapshot, score again. Jaden Martinsik. Maneuver there at center point. Now goes cross ice for Bittner. Bittner shooting toward goal. Save made, rebound, bouncing puck. It's loose. Is it put in? Yes, eventually it is. Jaden Martinsik up for Saginaw. Saginaw between the circles. Saginaw shooting, scoring. 4 on the floor for Ryan Saginaw to go in the Sewickley power play. 20 seconds left in the period. Evans for Saginaw. Saginaw for Evans. Evans for Saginaw. Saginaw scoring. Tick 23 squad that lost only one regular season game and won the co-op goal division, as Saginaw has a double hattie. Saginaw does get lucky 7. Ryan Saginaw, 7 goals tonight for Bishop Canevin, including career point number 100 as a PIHL player. And Donato Fennell.